Come on. Hi, now it's live. Yay. I was like, okay, is it going to start? Probably because we're late starting, but hello, everybody. I'm Stephanie from Stephanie's Book Report, and welcome to this week's edition of that novel. And this is me. Yes. Okay, there we are. Sorry, I was watching a YouTube video, I guess, on my laptop and I turned the volume. I unmuted it, so forgot to mute it back. Anyway, sorry we are late in starting this evening. We were waiting to see if C.A. Harms was going to be able to join us. If she comes on, you know, she might show up, but right now, she is not here. So, excuse me, we have S. Moose with us this evening. Yay.
Hi.
She and I have been friends for years, like since she started publishing. 2013. Like 4 or 5 years, something like that.
Going on 5 years.
It's been a while. And so we'll just probably run the gamut. We did have an audio interview when I was doing the radio show. So if those of you that have followed us from the radio over to YouTube, you probably remember it's been a while. She just took like a little over a year off because she had a baby. And so, you know, priorities here. We gotta infinite priorities. And I'm sorry, I forgot to sneeze apparently, and it's not gonna want to come out. I'll just be like, okay, come on now. Anyway, maybe not. Hello, October allergies. So, before the show, I'll just go ahead and show these. I pulled my Esmus stash of books that I have. It's been a while. It's been 2 years.
It's been since the Myrtle Beach signing.
Yeah. So 2 years because we've had Raleigh and Orlando since then.
Yeah. So these are old covers. These are antiques.
Yes. These are limited edition now because they're no longer existing. But this is my Esmus stash here, and they no longer exist. So
Vision of Love still exists, but it's a totally different cover that Golden did for me.
Yes, different cover for this book. These aren't out right now, right? These?
I took them off the market. They're my first babies.
Yes, so. This is the first. But you even had a different cover than this one the first time around, didn't you? Or was this the very first cover?
No, that's the second cover.
Yes, this is the second. And then you have something different. And then these are so. Y'all can't even get these. Anyway. Yes, and they're all signed to moi, so you definitely can. Y'all, yeah, it's just a pain. But see, it's personalized to me. I was looking at that when I pulled them off the shelf. You know, because I don't ever pull my books off, my signed books especially. They don't come off the shelf very often. And so, I mean, obviously, it's been a couple years since I've seen you since I got those. And so I was looking at them, and I was like, I don't even remember what she said. I got Hey, Adonis, I got the sneezes from her. I was talking to her earlier, and she was sneezing. So I must have caught her allergies through the phone. It's October. It's Sneezeville here at the beach. It's crazy. How's the weather in New York? Is it fall-ish or is it still hot?
It was really cold today. It's actually really dreary, rainy, windy, and I hate it. But I think the weather's going to go back up to the 70s again. So in Rochester, we experience all 4 seasons in a day. awesome.
It's
But
not so bad, right? Yes, as long as you can still drive in that mess. But y'all are used to driving in all that kind of funky weather.
Yeah.
So
This is nothing. It's not bad. It's nice to not feel like I'm sweating profusely.
right. I was talking to Lori, I think it was yesterday maybe, and she lives in the Midwest and it was like 40 degrees and raining. And I was like, that's cold. That's like winter weather. And she was like, that's fall for me. Of course, her winter weather is like negative degrees. I'm just like, way too cold. Way too cold. You people that get that white stuff, it's just way too cold. It was, excuse me, it's just 78 degrees here currently. It'll be 85 tomorrow, but it's been dreary this week.
It sucks. Like currently right now in Webster, it's 54 and rainy. It's going to be raining all night until tomorrow. And then 66, 71, 73, 77, and then back to 54 on Monday.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, I love upstate New York.
But at least you're not sweating to death, I suppose.
That is the beauty of living here, is that I'm not sweating to death.
Well, I don't know. You lift that baby up a million times, you probably won't be sweaty after all that.
Yes, my child that loves to cling on me. Like I swear my left side of my body is in pain at all times because that's where I carry him. Yeah, he's a special one.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. They'll eventually get too big for you to carry.
He is too big. He's 11 and a half months. And then I swear to goodness, my child is at least 25 pounds. But he's tall. He's tall and he is, I don't know where he gets it from because both Kevin and I are extremely short. So
got some kind of mutant gene in there.
I don't know. You may have gotten it from someone on Kevin's side of the family, but no, he's great.
Yours are relatively short all the way around, so there's no tall genes on it.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be taller than us in a few years. Watch. I can guarantee it.
Right? Yes. Well, yeah, it's funny because we'll see my oldest child, it's 9, and she's 4.5 feet tall already. So,
I remember she's a little itty bitty. Oh.
Yeah, 4.5 feet. And I'm just like, okay, she doesn't have to go that far to be as tall as I am. So in the next few years, she'll be reaching that point. So we'll see. It's like, Donna is only 5 feet tall. By the time she sees Donna again next year, she'll be as tall as she is. Well, yeah, that's 5 inches to go. She grew 3 inches in the last year.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. She's going to be, poor Donna. She's going to tower over her.
Right? It's just like I do. I pat her on. As soon as I get pat Donna on the head.
So tight, you can fit her in your pocket.
Right? Exactly. Little. Her and Kim, the little bitty people.
Yeah.
So for those of you that are watching it, if Esmus is new to you, we have her Amazon author page linked here, and her other stuff. Let me see. I hadn't even looked, but I am sure Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and her Amazon author page. So you can find her there. And then of course we have the C.A. Harms. They co-wrote a book together, which is why we had them both scheduled for the show, and it just released
2 days ago
this week. So
the official release was yesterday, but it went live on the 9th, so that was really cool. It's been doing so well, and we're getting such wonderful feedback. Like our baby is set into the world.
Yes. It's a new adult romance. And I love that you put Andrew on your James, right? James.
Yep, Andrew James.
James.
He's such a sweetheart. Like I remember when I first saw that he was shooting with Golden, and as soon as the shoot was done, I messaged Golden immediately, and I was like, show me his gallery. Like, I need to see it. So as soon as I saw that picture, I was like, this is mine. This is my picture.
I gotta have it.
I do. He's really awesome, and he's such a talented singer. His song, I think it's called "To the Moon and Back." Oh my gosh, it's so good. I immediately bought it off iTunes as soon as it came live, but I'm pretty sure it's called that. I haven't listened to it in a while, but yeah, the song is it's so sweet, but it's sad too, and like kind of a little bit because you're like, because he sounds so sad. But yeah, he is very nice.
Internet, just not to interrupt you, my internet's been acting kind of wonky, and I hope that we stay connected. If I freeze, I'll join from my phone, but it'll stay live as long as I'm connected here. But let's just hope, because it's just kind of acting
like, what do I say?
Right. I'll be there as quickly as I possibly can. Like I have my phone with me so that I can just hop right on there as quickly as possible. It's just crazy how it's annoying. My husband changed our internet from DSL to cable modem because the downloads and uploads were faster. I just want internet that works consistently and not one that has to reset itself every 5 seconds. It's annoying. But
yeah. We're supposed to have high-speed internet, but this is not high speed. It's laggy, and it's just not happy with it, but it's okay. It works. Just gotta be patient, which is not my forte.
Right, exactly. If we could all have T1 lines, we'd be good to go. Yeah. But who can afford all that mess if you're not a major corporation? Not I. Said a frog.
Thank you. No.
Yes, Andrew, that's on her cover with C.A. Harms, is a country music singer. I don't listen to country music, but the book is called Why I'm Yours, and it is available on Kindle Unlimited. And it's a pretty cool shot, of course. It's the shot's taken by Furious Photog, which let me see. If y'all click on Esmu's name, you can see her covers. For the most part, the majority of them are Furious Photog shots.
They sure are. I do love my Golden.
Yes. That's how we found Golden from. I mean, not that I didn't see his stuff beforehand, but Esmus is how we were able to have Golden as our official photographer for Authors in the City. So yes, and he started with us our second year, and then he'll finish with us this next year with our last signing back in New York. So he's only missed 1 year, and yeah. So we will end with him in New York, but and we've had Golden actually came on the show here sometime earlier this year. His show is one of my highest viewing shows. Everybody wants to see Golden.
Yeah, I love Golden.
And he actually sat still for an hour. I couldn't believe it. If y'all have ever met or even know of the Furious Photog, he doesn't sit still. He's like a bouncy ball, always, going. And so it's just kind of funny to get him to sit for an actual hour. But so anyway, how was your co-writing experience?
Well, Why I'm Yours is my second collaboration. My first was with Rebecca Brooke when we released Beautiful Lessons. So when C.A. Harms and I connected, we kind of were brainstorming. And honestly, it was such a great experience because we are such emotionally driven authors. Why I'm Yours had to be emotionally charged. I mean, the beginning of the book is, it's really sad. A lot of readers did have some problems with it just because it was just really powerful, really sad. But then as the story progressed, you just fell in love with the characters. Reagan and Drew are the hero and heroine, and both of their walls are just up so high because they don't trust the others, you know, the opposite sex. I mean, Drew is a recently divorced single father, and then because of what happened to Reagan at the beginning of the book, she doesn't trust men, and then Drew doesn't trust women, but then Reagan collides into him, changing his world. So it's just, I love the story, and we threw in Dawson, who's Drew's son, and then we threw in Grandma Nora. She is the best character ever. We're definitely going to bring her into book 2, which is Remy and Amy's book. But no, writing with CA was definitely, it was such a great experience. And she's so creative, and so her and I did butt heads a little bit, but we're both very stubborn, so that was fun. She wanted a certain scene at the end of the book. She wanted it one way, I wanted it this way, and so we kind of had to meet halfway. Really fun, but it was fun. I mean, just the nights that we would talk hours just going through the book and going through the beta notes, going through our editor notes, you know, proofing together and then brainstorming. It was just from start to finish. It was, I would love, like, I can't wait to do this again with her. So.
Yay! You hear? I mean, it's co-writing can be challenging sometimes, and so you know, especially when you're with being an author. I'm sure most readers probably know. You know, it's mostly what do I want to say? It's a solitary profession. You know, you're not really collaborating with anybody else other than like maybe your editor on your storylines or your agent, or you know, but it's you that has the power to write the story. And so collaborating on the story together, simultaneously writing the same book together with another author that's used to the same you know, I bet it would be challenging to me.
We did have our challenge moment. It was definitely we had a lot of throughout the brainstorming and plotting, we just had different ideas. Like, for instance, the title "Why I'm Yours." It took us at least 3 days to come up with that title. We just threw in all these options, and I was like, well, what about this? And then she's like, no, I don't really like it. And then she would do the same, and I'm like, I don't really like that either. So, and we knew we wanted to do a 3-book series, so we wanted each book to have a similar, you know, similar wording. So yeah, it took about 3 days, and that was probably the most challenging, is finally agreeing on a title.
I bet. Well, I mean, because it means a lot. The title is between that and the cover is really the first thing people see. So you have to have.
I mean, we could agree on the whole cover, that golden shot of Andrew, so we needed to have an equally beautiful, captivating title. And just "Why I'm Yours," it just felt like that was the whole meaning of the book, because Drew is trying to show Reagan, like, the reasons why they should be together, and it just fit. And so we're really happy that we chose that title and we went with it, just because we wanted to show the readers, like, yes, this is going to be a very emotional book, but it's so romantic, and it's sexy, it's swoony, and you're going to have moments where you're just going to just deeply sigh. Like, even I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, oh, like, Drew was probably my most favorite character to write, because he was just there's so many layers to him, and when we finally reached that layer of who he really is, that's when I felt like the book explodes into just an amazing character. I don't know if that makes sense. But so
yes, he comes into himself. So, is it dual POV, or do you write it simultaneous?
It's dual POV. CA took on the role of Reagan, and then I took on the role of Drew. And So she would write a chapter, I'd write a chapter, and we would go back and forth. But then we would go back and beta each other's chapters. So just to make sure. So there's a little bit of both of us in each chapter.
Right, because you have conversations back and forth with each other's people. So you have to make sure you're talking the right way for each other's characters in your own sections. That would be hard too, to like make sure that their voice sounds the same continuously through.
That was definitely another challenge, but we did it, and we made sure that the book flowed very well. And there was my 2 betas that read it, they had no idea who was who. And I was like, that's perfect. That's what we wanted. We don't want to know. We didn't want people to be like, oh yeah, Esmus wrote that one. Oh yeah, C.A. Harms wrote that one. So we were really glad that it just meshed very well.
I'm always trying to sleuth that out when I read a collaborated book, like whose voice is whose.
Too.
Yeah, I tried that like with Elizabeth Haley. I don't know if you remember them or not, but anyway, they write simultaneous, so together, and neither one of them is responsible for either character. They just write together at all at the same time. And so I tried to pick out like whose voice, what I thought would be which, who said what in a book, but they don't even remember, so it's pointless to do that. They don't remember what they wrote, or that's what they say anyway. And so theirs is a little bit tougher, but like when I read Joanne Schwim and A.M. Madden Finding Mr. Wrong.
Yeah,
I read that. I was like, I messaged Anne and I was like, did you write this part and Joanne write this part? And she was like, how'd you know? I'm like, I've never read Joanne before.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I love her books. No, I couldn't figure out whose voice was whose. And then every time I read by Keelan and Penelope Ward book, I'm like, who is who? And I'm never gonna ask just because that's gonna take away from the mystery of it. But I think that's when you can't figure it out, I think that's like the ultimate goal in a collaborative piece, is that the voices just come together so perfectly well that you can't figure it out. But I know I do that sometimes. When I was reading Dear Bridget, I Want You, I believe that was titled by Vi and Penelope, I was like, who is who? You guys write so beautifully, I don't know. So but I'm glad I can't.
Did you read any I've never read Kennedy Fox. I think to be able to tell who's Brooke, who's Lila, I never read those books. So I mean, like one of my reviewers has, but I don't know if she could tell who was Brooke and who's Lila, because I don't know that she's ever read Lila Parrish, but anyway. I knew she read Brooke, but I haven't asked her, have you read? It's kind of, well, and like Max Monroe, but I never read any of their stuff individually either to know, to be able to tell that kind of stuff. It's really cool to read collaborations like that and the voice be very seamless, that you can't really tell one or the other. I mean, not that it's bad that you could. Most people probably couldn't tell the difference between Anne and Joanne, but because, I've read enough of Anne's stuff, I could almost pinpoint her stuff. And they try, I'm sure the majority of people probably can't pick that out. But anyway, I just am like, who wrote this? This was you.
You can't take the mystery away.
It's really good when you can. I mean, that's a fantastic job when you can write a book and nobody know which is which, right? On that, it's like, what's going on here? So they're young. I say young. They're new adults. So are they in college, or is it just after college?
After college. So Reagan's fresh out of college in the beginning of the book, and then 3 years later. So Drew is in his later 20s. Reagan is 25, and Drew is a CFO to a multi-billion-dollar financial company that his family owns. And Reagan ends up moving to Chicago, where the company is, and becomes his mother's personal assistant. So that's how. So it's a little bit of an office romance. Enemies to lovers. Just Reagan hates Drew. It's a lot. Yeah, there was a lot. There was single father. There was enemies to lovers. It was office romance. So kind of combining it all into one. But it was fun. I love these characters. I can't wait to revisit them when we start on book 2 of the series.
I was just getting ready to ask that. I'm hearing myself. So if y'all are hearing an echo, I'm sorry, but I don't know if it's just my computer or what. But I was just gonna say, have you started writing book 2 yet, or do you have a date for release? I mean, everybody I'm sure asks that because you just released this one. It's like as soon as you get married. When are you having kids? Hello, we just got married, people.
We are getting bombarded with messages. We want Remy. What's going on with Remy and Amy? Oh my goodness, give us more. And I'm like, we just finished this one though. We do have sort of an idea. We were tossing around a few different ideas, and one scene that we're gonna throw in is actually, it's a cute little scene between Remy and Amy. So no, so with the holidays coming, and then with CA's schedule, with my schedule, because our families are just so busy. So she has 2 kids of her own, and I have Lucas. So it'll be difficult to kind of figure it out, but we're hoping March of 2018 we will release book 2, untitled, because we have no idea what to name this book.
Figure it out.
It's gonna be something something. So I'm sure I'll lean on my betas too.
Right. What do you think should this work? Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, no. I have my 2 betas that I absolutely adore, and I always message them, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And then I have my other 2 that I will literally text, because I'm just neurotic like that. And I always wonder, I'm like, am I bothering you? They're like, no, I love it. I'm like, okay, good. I love my betas. Seriously, they have become such amazing friends and such amazing support team. So I always lean on them too. But definitely when CA and I have a moment, we will definitely be plotting book 2. So I'm excited because, I mean, Remy is going to be such a dimensional character. Like, already people think that it's going to be a love triangle. So I'm just going to clear the air right now. Book 2 is not a love triangle. It may seem like that, but there's a side of Remy that wasn't shown in book 1 in Why I'm Yours, but it's definitely going to come out in his book. And, we're going to have it. I want to include this in a blurb where you think you know the story, but you have no idea. And that's what it is. Like, we made Remy out to be this playboy, this womanizer, but he's not. So I can't go into it too much. But he's definitely going to break some hearts. Him and Amy's story will be very emotional as usual, because we love emotional books. I will probably be mailing out tissues because I'm going to make it extremely sad. We both are, actually. So
on purpose, oh God, people, yeah. On purpose. You hear it here first. On purpose.
I love making readers cry. Like I feel like I'm an evil author. When readers are messaging me and they're like my one a really good reader of mine, she was reading a previous book, Breathing You In, and she's like, I can't stop crying. What the hell did you do? And I'm like, awesome. Like the Mr. Burns.
Like, point, right? Exactly.
Oh my goodness. No, I love it. I've always thought that, let's try a rom-com. Let's try something less angsty. And then no, it never works out that way. Nope. I could never. Like, I bow down to rom-com authors. I can't. First of all, I'm not a really funny person to begin with. So my rom-com would be like, what's this? Should go back to writing angsty books.
Awkward comedy.
It would be so awkward. I mean, I do have a book in mind I bought the cover and everything, and I'm just staring at it like, yeah, I don't know. I wanted to do like a roommates to lovers, and I mean the cover it's so cute and it's so fun, and I showed it to my reader group and they're like, oh my god, I love it, when are you gonna write it? And I'm like, I don't know yet. We're still playing around with the plot here. I don't even have the characters' names, that's how bad it is. So that's gonna be hopefully a little bit down the road, but we'll see. I have
whenever they start talking to you.
Yeah, right now they're not talking to me. The book that's talking to me right now is My Secret Project. So, and I can't wait. I love it. I love secret projects just because it gets the reader so like on the edge. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you writing? Tell me more. I'm like, no, I can't tell you. And if you know me, it's so hard for me to keep a secret. I mean, unless someone swears. Like, if I swear, cross my heart, hope to die, pinky promise you, I won't say anything. But if it's just me who knows, within 5 minutes, 10 people will know. So, but I was sworn to secrecy with this one, so that's exciting. I can't wait to release the news for that. But no, next year's I'm gonna be focusing on a few books that I've promised readers that readers love to remind me. They're like, S, what about this book? What about this book? And I'm like, Sue, sorry.
When I get a chance to write it.
No, like honestly, I can't, like, as an author, we can't force the words. Like, our characters have to be screaming at us, and unfortunately, those characters that my patient readers are waiting for, they're not talking to me right now. They're kind of they're hibernating
on sleep, right? Yes, hibernating. It's winter time. They're bare.
So hopefully in a few months we'll see. But sorry, my hair's like
wake up and start talking. Yes. Well, and pre-baby, S was able to write fairly quick. I mean, you could put out several books a year because you could write a story pretty quickly. So now it might take you just a little bit more time because you've got a little bit more responsibility. I mean, not that you didn't have responsibility then, but you have another person that you are taking care of that demands a lot of mommy time.
I love Lucas. He is my world, my dream come true. But when I tell you this little boy wants attention, he does the cutest thing. I mean, we're gonna have to break it eventually. But he'll like clench his fist and be like, "Grr!" And I'm like, what? Hold on. Let me finish the scene, please. Go play with your dad or go play with the dog. But the one thing, I mean, I love it and I hate it. Lucas will not sit in front of the TV and watch. I love it because he's, he wants to be so active and he's very curious. But part of me hates it because if it's just him and I really have to do something, but I can't because as soon as I take my eyes off him, he's like on the other side of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's my speedy baby. He's walking, so that's terrifying in itself. Because
then he'll be running.
Oh God, yeah. So it'll be a miracle.
Dog, poor Charlie.
Oh my God, my dog has anxiety over Lucas. Really bad. We brought him to the vet because he had hurt his leg, and he's been very different. And the vet was like, just make sure you're spending time one-on-one with him. I'm like, okay, between waking up in the morning, going to work, yeah, I'll squeeze in one-on-one to my dog. In all honesty, we've just been spending a lot of time with both, and then individually, like Kevin and I will take Charlie for a walk around the neighborhood, and like that makes Charlie's world. So it's definitely hard to balance. Let me tell you,
that big brother like syndrome. She just spends more time with him than she does me.
Right, well, it's just been him for a little bit, and all of a sudden, poof, hi, you have a little brother, and he's like, ooh, no, I don't want you.
Right, I don't want that human thing. He poops and he cries and he pulls my hair. I don't want to have anything to do with him.
Yeah, he tugs on poor Charlie's tail. Now Charlie is like, whatever, I don't care. But when he pulls on his ear, she's like, stop, just leave me alone. And Lucas thinks it's the funniest thing in the world. So They have their moments where they love each other, and they have their moments where Charlie does not want anything to do with him.
Let me go hide in a different place in the house.
Oh my God, no, he just stays on our bed all day, at all times. He refuses to come down because it's just, Lucas is walking, so this is very new to him. So yeah, my poor dog has anxiety. My pups. He's actually on my bed right now.
We're talking about you, Charlie.
A little cutie pie. Yeah, it's great though.
Yes. If y'all follow S on Instagram, she posts pictures of Charlie and of Lucas, so you can see them. Yeah.
Everyone loves baby pictures. I swear my post about Lucas gets more likes than a book release. Seriously, I remember posting this one picture of Lucas and it literally got like 500 likes. Post a teaser and I'm like, there's a few.
20.
I'm like, what is this? But no, it's fine. I figured. I mean, Lucas he's a freaking adorable, so.
And he's a baby. Everybody loves babies.
Yeah.
I mean, not that they don't like book stuff too, but and I think that's also like the social media, the algorithm, what they're showing. They'll show more babies than they'll show anything else because they're.
When you figure out Facebook's algorithm, you let me know because can't do it anymore. Oh, Facebook, making it impossible.
Beast. Yes, nobody sees anything anymore. It's a shame. It really is. I mean, I know that things have to evolve and change and is different than it was 3 or 4 years ago. But still, hello, you could at least make it so that, like us poor people don't have to pay for everything to be seen.
Oh, even when you pay for an ad, sometimes it's not even seen. So it's ridiculous. I was on Facebook going through my feed, and this poor reader of mine, she posts, she's like, does anyone see my posts anymore? Like, she's such a huge supporter of authors, and poor thing, like, I barely see any of her stuff, and she's like almost at her wit's end because she's promoting and pushing all these books, but yet there's zero interaction. So I just feel bad. It really stinks. I feel like when there's something dramatic happening on Facebook, that's what everyone sees, and it's like if you release the book, it's kind of like buried deep. So I can go on and on and on about my passion for Facebook.
Right, exactly. Everybody's like, let me get my claws ready here.
I know. And it's like we're trying to think outside the box, but then when we think outside the box, those social media sites are turning into Facebook. Like I went into Instagram a few days ago and I see a story or I see a post from 6 days prior. And I'm like, what is this? I don't care to see this. And it was an ad. It was a sponsored ad for like shaving cream or something. I don't know. But yeah. And it's monthly books.
Exactly.
I want to see.
I said the same thing about my Twitter feed, because I have 2 different accounts to check, the blog and the agency, and I'm like, I don't want to see any of this political crap. I don't want to see, any of this other crap. Just show me what's going on with books, because that's what I want to know. I don't want to know about any of this other junk. If I wanted to see that, I'd watch the news. I don't need to see it in my other feed. It's just like, can I edit out? And that's the one thing about, like, I guess I could unfollow people, but they don't always post political crap. So, I mean, that's like, do I unfollow or do I keep it? It's one of those, I know,
it stinks.
Would like to hide some things from my feed. And then, with the Facebook, you can do that. You can hide stuff people post if you don't want to see certain things. But like with Twitter, you can't do that. You either have to block them or unfollow. There's no hiding.
When I log onto Twitter, literally, I'm just looking up hashtags, like hashtag one click, hashtag new release, hashtag coming soon, just to like filter out all the non-book related tweets. So I did a lot of unfollowing because I remember when I first started using Twitter, it was I need to follow everyone I see. But now it's I don't need to follow this, person anymore. I don't care for socks. Just throwing it out there. But yeah, Twitter's becoming very random and very yeah.
Yes, well, I thought about even utilizing lists on Twitter, but who has time to sit there? I mean, maybe like one day when I'm sitting in line waiting to pick up kids from school, I can sit and do lists on Twitter, and then I can unfollow, because I guess if you put them in a list, you still follow them, but in that list, I don't know. But anyhow, I don't know how that works exactly, but I'm thinking I might need to put people in lists, and so then I can look at my lists instead of my actual feed.
That does sound like a good idea, though. Maybe one day when you have time, because, you're super, super busy.
Yes. I was working during dinner. It's funny, like tonight, not to take away from our, our interview, like that I went to a restaurant. My husband took the kids to church for their practice for their Christmas production. Anyway, and so like I was on my phone the entire, I got there, I was talking on the phone, and then when I got off talking on the phone, I was on the phone the entire time, looking up stuff, checking, my email, messaging, answering questions. It's like this thing never stops. I read Taryn Fisher's thing about I don't know if you read her blog post that she posted this week about how she forgot stuff for her son, and how he got upset with her, because she totally forgot, because he's like not the needy child, and it didn't connect with her. And I'm like always on this thing, and I'm just like, sometimes you have to just like disconnect that stuff, but it's hard.
I read her blog post this morning, and it killed me, because there are moments where I have my phone like right in my face, and poor Lucas is trying to get my attention. I'm like, wait, Lucas, hold on. Mommy has to just finish this one post. I really don't need to, but it's hard to balance. It's hard to
to be all things. Mommy, your own boss, the answer reader questions and other fellow author, it's hard. You have to, it's like, how do you balance all that stuff? I don't know. I don't have it to a science.
Things on my own. Like when a reader emails me or messages me, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a response from me, unless it's something that my PA got to before I did. So it's hard, it's so hard to give readers your attention, and also give your family your attention, and then giving your books attention. So it's like you're being pulled 10 different ways, and I wish I can clone myself 10 different times, but the reality is it's just me. So I have to just learn how to balance and take a break, and just know that like my readers aren't going anywhere. They're supportive, they're amazing, but my son isn't going to be a baby for much longer. Like he's going to be 1 in 2 weeks. So from baby to toddler, and then toddler to, oh God, I don't want to cry.
To a tween. I have a tween, I guess, a tween, and then or a pre-tween, I don't know, whatever, however you pre-teen, I don't even know. They've given all kind of labels to all these things, but then teenager, and then adult. Like, stop.
Yeah, I know it stings, but it's okay. It's just the reality of life. We have to learn how to balance. We have to learn how to prioritize. We have to learn how to sometimes just say no. And it's so hard. I remember the past 2 years, my signings have been so limited because I was pregnant, and then I have Lucas, and I don't want to leave, him during his baby years. And then it was difficult for me to travel when I was pregnant. So I definitely have missed out on that. I missed the signings. I missed seeing my readers, but I had a balance, I would put my family first. So, and it's been so amazing. Like, I can't tell you enough how supportive my readers have been. I remember when I had to drop a few signings and they said, you know, your family's always going to be number one. We're going to be here, so don't worry. And it literally brought tears to my eyes. Like, as an author, we never want to lose a reader. We never want to hurt a reader's feelings. And just to know that they understand that sometimes life happens, and me transitioning into a new mom, it was just, the love was pouring out of them. And yeah, I'm gonna get emotional. So yeah, my readers are, you know, they're amazing, and I can't say it enough. It's just, their understanding is so, it's really good. It's really, it's heartfelt. So yeah.
Yes. Well, and especially since I don't, if you haven't been a reader of or a follower or whatever of Esmus for a while, it took her a while to be able to get, you know, to get pregnant and to be able to have Lucas. So, you know, you got to do, when you get to that point where you actually I had the same issues, you know, you have to make some sacrifices in order to be able to keep what your end goal is. And you know, so it's great to have readers that are very understanding like that, because it's
I mean, as soon as I found out I was pregnant, I knew I had to slow down. And then I mean, this isn't private. Like, I was very open during my pregnancy, but when it came that my pregnancy was high risk, that's when I made the decision that I couldn't write anymore, because I didn't want the added stress. I didn't want anything to happen during my pregnancy. So I remember when I posted that status saying that for the rest of from now until Lucas is born, I'm most likely going to be very limited on Facebook, and you won't have another release for me. I believe my last release was Refresh, and oh my goodness, I think I released that over the summer, and that was it. And then I didn't release again until March. So it stunk to have had that long of a break, but it was necessary. I mean, this was my first time, experiencing pregnancy, so I didn't want to jeopardize it. And then, you know, I still remember almost all of the comments, and it was just beautiful. So, like I said, readers are amazing. Yay, readers!
Yay, readers! We appreciate you.
Oh my goodness. Readers, bloggers, everyone. I love our little indie community. It's just, I mean, I remember this one status that was posted, and you know, so many comments about authors who have inspired you, authors who are just amazing. And the point I commented, and I don't know if you remember, but my comment had like 50 names. And it was just all like, my point was, regardless of what we go through, because, you know, sometimes the indie community can go through some stuff, no matter what, you're still going to have these amazing, brilliant people, whether you're author, reader, blogger, who are going to save the day, you know what I mean? So that was my point. It was hard tagging everyone too.
Right? Exactly. Because it was like 5 people or whatever that you're free. And I'm like, how do you tag just 5 people? There's like way.
Tagging 5 people. I'm like, you're crazy. So then I just went in my little list of people, and I felt so bad because I forgot people, and I'm like, oh, don't be hurt, please.
Right? I mean, it's hard because then there's a lot. Well, and especially since you've been in the indie community the entire time you've been publishing. I mean, it's really hard to reconcile 4 or 5 years worth of interaction, friendships, you know, like people that you've worked with, and then, you know, I mean, it changes. It can change on a dime, but then there are some people that have remained the entire time, and some people that have, you know, I mean, it's hard. Like, just thinking about even the 4.5 years that I've been blogging,
Yeah.
the number of people in and out is just crazy.
Very true, but it's fun. I do love. I mean, going into my 5th year as an indie author, and I've had so many ups and downs, but for the most part, it's been an incredible ride, and I don't see it ending anytime soon. Definitely slowing down. Can't be releasing 5 or 6 books a year, but I'll still be here. Plotting, releasing, cry. It's my goal.
Right? Exactly. Making you people suffer. Just for the enjoyment. You see my horns on top of my head?
I know, but it's like a little halo though. I'm innocent, I promise.
Okay. That's crooked.
All right, let me just fix my halo there.
Are you doing any signings that are like there's a few? I don't know. What's next for you signing wise? Are you doing any?
This year, no, nothing this year. Next year I have 3. I have Cleveland is their last year, so that's gonna be, I missed it last year, so that's gonna be bittersweet because I love going to Cleveland. There is one in Texas, Houston, and there's one in Hershey, Pennsylvania. So I am hoping to put in one more, but we'll see. So I'm crossing my fingers, but no, it's probably after this year, just because a lot of the signings that I've been to, it's their last year next year, so it'll be hard to find another signing that you've built a relationship with those bloggers and the readers. But we'll see. I never know what 2019 is going to bring, but 2018 is going to be a pretty busy year of signing. So I just have to remember to slow down, and I can't do everything. And Lucas will most likely be with us for the ones we can drive to, but the Texas one, it's just going to be Kevin and I, because there's no way we're bringing him on a plane.
Right. Grandma, you get to babysit the weekend.
Oh, yeah. Well, my parents love it. They love babysitting him and spending time, so it wouldn't be a problem. But no, next year we're hoping for 4 signings, but we'll see. As of right now, it's Cleveland, Texas, and Hershey, Pennsylvania. Yay!
Lots of chocolate.
Oh my God.
I haven't been to Hershey. Like one of these days I want to go just so I can get some Hershey chocolate.
We've never been either, and we're going to bring Lucas. I mean, granted, he probably can't ride any of the rides because he'll only be almost 2. Yeah, he'll be like 22 months or whatever, so we'll see. But it'll be a good experience because I've never been there, and he'll obviously have never been there either. And I'm not sure if Kevin's been to Hershey. I don't think he has either, so it'll be fun. I'm excited.
A new experience for everybody.
Yes, love new experiences. But
yeah, and poor Kevin is gonna be thrown right in the fire. Hello, honey, here you go. Right.
He is such an amazing supporter. He's my rock. He's my cheerleader. But when it comes to signings, he's so bored. I feel so bad.
Not my thing.
I'm like, take this picture, or grab me this book, or do this, do that, and he's like, no, I'm done. Consistent. But no, he's such an amazing person. So I'm sure we'll have a lot of fun in Texas.
Yes. Texas is a lot of fun. I'm actually going there next month to help one of my authors at a signing. But I love Texas. Well, and if you're going to Houston, it's a pretty cool. I mean, I like that Houston area is really busy, but it's pretty.
It's such a great state. The people there are so sweet and so nice. And I mean, we would love to move down there in a few years, but I don't know. We'll see. It's definitely on our radar of places to possibly move to. So I do love my Texans.
Yeah. It's a little extra large state too, so you can just about have your take your pick.
Really, you can. I mean, yeah. So That'll be good. But yeah, Texas is probably one of my favorite places to visit. I love it there.
It's warm.
But, yes, it is. It's also, it can be too warm and too uncomfortable, but for the most part, it's not that bad.
Yeah, at least they don't have the humidity like they do here. It's a little bit different there. You know, I mean, they do have some, but it's not like it is
No,
here.
I don't envy you at all. Nope. Couldn't do it.
Sticky stuff. Yeah, it's been like 90 some odd % humidity lately. It's crazy insane. But
I would die. I would die.
it's like summertime all over again, even though it's fall. Ridiculous. That's all right. Yeah, 87% humidity right now. I had to look it up just so I could see 87%.
Oh, well, thank you.
Crazy. Yeah, crazy. So anyway, it is 9:03. Let's see. So y'all check out Why I'm Yours. It is on available through Kindle Unlimited on Amazon only. And then you'll have to watch out next spring for the follow-up, the second book in the trilogy. Yay!
Yay! Can't
And
wait.
then the third, of course, will be probably sometime later in 2018.
2019, maybe.
Right? That's the hard part because you got, I mean, there's lots going on. And then you have your own releases you've got to write. And Cia Harms writes a lot of books. I mean, like I
demon. She, right now, the girl has like 4 freaking stories. And I'm like, how do you do that? I don't know. She is a trooper, though. She definitely can function with only 2 hours of sleep. Me? I need to sleep. But yeah, she's definitely a speedy writer. So hopefully we can release the final two books in the series next year. But we're not making any promises because life. That's all I'm gonna say. But definitely Remy and Amy's book is geared for early next year. So be on the lookout because I love posting my little teasers and my updates. Yay!
Yay! Yes, you gotta follow on social media so you can y'all can keep up with the releases and things coming out and the dates and all that kind of good stuff. So, yay! My hair falling out. Chase season's like an animal, you know. You don't mind me. Well, thank you so much, me. I'm surprised. I was looking at my phone to see if my husband had messaged me to see if we were done yet. They're not home yet, but I'm sure it'll be here shortly. They'll be like, hello. It's a school night. You need to be done so we can, you know. Oh, well. Anyway, well, thank you so much for joining me. And
it was fun.
yay. It wasn't bad, right? I mean, it's just like, we never have problems chatting when we talk. So we can cover
The only problem we have is we can't keep it to an hour.
Right? Exactly. Even when we're talking on the phone, we still go over and well over.
I felt so bad that night. Like we were on the phone for almost 2.5 hours. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Good night.
Yeah, that was things to talk about.
No, you don't. It's never a dull moment with us.
Exactly. All righty, ma'am. Well, thank you so much. And I'm sure we'll see you again soon. Thank you for joining me. And we'll, you know, keep on the lookout for your next round of releases.
Yay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, everybody. Good night. Let's see.
Bye.
Bye.